Congressman Porter has made community service a lifetime commitment. Currently, he's in his third term as a member of the United States House of Representatives. Mr. Porter's common sense approach and experience as a local leader has enabled him to successfully fight for his constituents. As Chairman Edwards mentioned earlier, he sits on two very important committees, Ways and Means and the Budget Committee. And Congressman Porter, in those positions, has supported the veterans' budget, and we appreciate that greatly. Congressman Porter has also agreed to sign our pledge here on stage, and we appreciate that fact greatly. So, Congressman Porter.
Thank you very much, and I brought one signed with me as well. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the warm introduction, Joe, to you and your staff. Thank you for your hospitality, and welcome to our great community of Las Vegas. Before I begin, I'd like to just take a moment and ask all of you to stop, as you do every day, and think about all of our family and friends, sons and daughters that are currently serving our country around the world, and a moment for those of our loved ones that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. They can't be with us here today in Las Vegas, Nevada. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you all very much. And Chairman Edwards, it's an honor to be here with you. We appreciate your leadership. And I know all the accolades were mentioned, but let me add to that. Thank you very much for all that you've done above and beyond for our veterans and for our families across the country. We appreciate your leadership. It's truly outstanding. And to my good friend, Congressman Shelley Berkley, a tough act to follow. It's an honor to serve with Shelley. We like to tell stories about each other, but she's a great cook. Sometime ask her about her cooking talents. But it's a pleasure to be here with my good friend Shelley Berkley, truly a champion, not only for veterans and men and women in uniform in Nevada, but across our country. So thank you, Shelley, for very, very much. I know also, I'm hoping there are some of the Nevada veterans that are here today. Are there some folks here from Nevada this morning? Let's hear it for all the folks from Nevada. Good morning and welcome. Thank you very much. To Commander Reynolds, thank you, and again to all those that have made this happen today in Las Vegas. I know Shelley mentioned her visiting some of the men and women that have been injured. I too would like to share a story. I'd like to say I'm from the state of Las Vegas, and let me explain. You know, as Shelley mentioned, and I know the chairman does, we spend as much time as we can, whether it be at Walter Reed or Bethesda or other hospitals around the world. And I believe it's one of our first missions and first goals is to spend time in the hospitals, in the emergency room, in the tent, wherever we can be to show our support and our love for our troops. And I found that as I would visit these men and women around the world, that I would introduce myself as a member of Congress from Nevada. Well, one day I was in a hospital in Bethesda Naval Hospital, and a young man looked up at me and he said, "You ever been to Las Vegas?" And he did truly have a twinkle in his eye. And the young man that was next to him in another bed said the same thing. You know, I was married in Las Vegas, or I've never been to Las Vegas. As I don't tell my family I've been there, but I want you to know I've been there and I've had a great time. And what I do is now I introduce myself as a member of Congress from the state of Las Vegas. And there's not a time that a young man and woman of any age that is in a hospital doesn't have a twinkle in their eye. And that's really a credit to a community that I think has the greatest hospitality in the world. The greatest hospitality with that is extended around the world, where I'm proud to say we can put a smile on the face, even in some of the most difficult times for our family and friends that are serving our great country. Now, I'd like to take just a few moments and applaud the vets that are here from the state of Nevada, and all those, especially with, of course, the disabled American veterans. But I want to brag about what you've accomplished. And this has come about in Nevada, one of the fastest growing states in the country. We have somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 people a month moving into Nevada. Now, with the current economy, it's changed just a little bit, but we are truly the fastest growing community in the country, and one of the fastest veterans growing communities in the country. And right now, there's about 240-some thousand veterans in southern Nevada and about 300,000 statewide, very active in our community. But if you can imagine for a moment what it's like to live in a community such as Nevada, where you're growing communities the size of 50 or 60,000 people a year. I mean, we are creating towns every year of 50 or 60,000 people. With that comes a lot of challenges: to build enough hospitals, build enough schools, to build enough roads, enough highways. But because of DAV in Nevada, we have been on the cutting edge of making sure that as many veterans facilities are available for our family and friends, because there's so many that have to travel to California, that may have to go to a facility in Arizona, or may have to go to Utah or to Texas. We want to make sure that we could serve those veterans here in southern Nevada. And because of DAV, some of the things that they've championed, we are now literally in the forefront of taking care of our veterans across the country. Case in point, in the early 90s, we determined with our massive growth and with especially the growth of the veterans, that we needed to find a place for these individuals and their family to lay and rest once they'd passed on. So with the leadership of DAV here in Nevada, we have one of the finest veterans cemeteries in the country. And we now have about 21,000 of our family and friends that are buried in this cemetery. But it's because of DAV in Nevada that we have one of the state-of-the-art and one of the best facilities to take care of you and family at your time of need. We then came together, again, with the help of DAV, and we built one of the finest chapels at the cemetery. Close to $1 million was raised by DAV and other organizations to take care of our family here in Nevada, especially on those 110 days when the temperature is so hot it's unbearable, and for those cold, blustery days in the winter. Another thing that DAV was a leader in, and that was seeing that we could build a new veterans nursing home in the community of Boulder City. Now state-of-the-art, one of the finest and one of the newest facilities in the country. The Veterans Home in Boulder City has 180 beds, Boulder City Nursing Facility. Again, credit doesn't go to the elected officials, especially those in Congress or even local or state. It goes to DAV for your leadership in taking care of these families. And I know something that is one of the best in the world, currently under construction. Again, Congressman Berkeley and I and the whole Nevada delegation have worked closely with DAV and other veterans organizations to see that this new facility will be open. We're actually doing a tour tomorrow, correct, with an update that is actually in Shelley's district, but as Nevadans are a very close community. Literally, it's across the street from my congressional district, but when it comes to taking care of veterans, it doesn't matter which district. But know that our delegation has worked together. It's really the first new hospital since 9/11. It's 90 inpatient beds, 120 extended care, but also there's a new women's primary facility that'll be built there. And believe it or not, we're 23 weeks ahead of schedule. Thank you to the federal government chairman for making sure it's funded properly.